We put a strip of grease ice and water all the way around the bottom, and it's kind of like a skirt on the house right now. I'm not doing Tyvek. Instead, I'm doing the grease ice and water all the way up, and we're going to tuck it underneath the one that was on the roof. It rained last night, so already the roof helped keep the inside dry. Basically, it's flapped over right now, and we left some brown paper on the back, keeps it from sticking. So right here you can see we left the paper on the back, so it's only stuck on the upper half. And down here I have some grease that I had installed before. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this down, we're going to tuck it up underneath, and I'm going to put in a termination strip with some concrete nails. I'm going to have to pre-drill and do a whole strip across to hold that in. But that way this grease will stick to this grease and we'll have one continuous air barrier. So I'm just not doing that yet until I get the termination strip. And then of course I'll trim them so that they're all looks good. I'm getting ready for my next course of grease, ice, and water. And I just wanted to note that before I put this ice and water on, since I'm going to cover up the plywood, I go through and I walk the line and I check for any protruding nails, and I go and I nail them down, and also check for any loose areas. Like right in here I sunk a few screws since it looked like this area is bowing, you know, same over here. So I just go through and I check everything to make sure that it's all solid, it's all secure, no protruding nails, no bits of wood that are sticking out, whatever. Just making sure that it's ready for the grease, ice, and water. There's always some little details holding you up. So I haven't grease, ice, and watered this little section here because I needed to prep the threshold. Essentially there was a small gap from the where I didn't bring the plywood all the way out. And that was because I was laying it on the 16-inch on centers. So there's a 3/4 inch gap here. So I used the chisel and I cleaned out any glue remnants, you know, and I vacuumed it out and prepped it. So I'm going to put in a threshold here. All right, so there's the strip. I glued it in place, and then I went ahead and I put some screws in it and sanded it flush with the other one, which it was pretty much flush. I just wanted to make sure it had good sanding, and I vacuumed everything up. And I'm ready on a board just to protect the grease while I'm still working. So we've been doubling up everything, going around and making sure that our corners are real tight. This has the first main layer, which is this whole big one. Then it has the secondary pan that we put on. And then we put this guy on just to add some padding. And now when we carry on the further strips and wrap them around, you know, it just adds some more padding for it. So nice and tight, double layer all the way around the windowsill, or windowsill pan. We're basically using the same grease, ice, and water to create that. Look at Elena go. Here's the north side. You can see we got all the window wells done up the sides and the sills of them, all four, prepped and ready for the next course of grease, ice, and water. We're still going on the back, working our way around. As you can see, the strips that are above solid walls are all the way intact, but I'm still leaving out the sections that go above the windows because I'm going to put the window in first, then flap it over the nailing flange. And we work our way around, and I'll show you guys the south side. Same type of thing. Working on it. We have a half strip there that we've been bringing around. Grease, ice, and watering the south side. We got the vast majority of the west side. The whole north side's done, and part of the east side. So we still have to finish up the two gables, but other than that, And we're really close to being done with this grace. The gable end facing west. And as you can see, we also put an additional strip of grace over the rake to tie everything together. Here's the east wall. As you can see all the way up, we have the grace, and we've been able to put our window in. This is just a small, simple awning window. It's part of our passive ventilation strategy for the house because we have two of the small windows on either side. It has a screen on it, and we'll be able to crack it even if it's raining a little bit. So it was our choice for the gable ends.
David and my dad are outside nailing in the flanges, I believe. So we leveled it, made sure it was all level and plumb. And so that's our window number 1. That is up in the crawl space. And then we'll put in...
So we got our windows in. They're awning. They have a nice crank here. You know, they have cams that pull the window close. And it's completely nailed in on the outside now. So I took out the spacers that we were using to center the window in the opening. And we made sure it's level. So now we're going to start adding some of the spray foam.